Good morning, and welcome to this September 1st version of From Sunrise to Sunset with Pastor Gene. We're going to continue looking at Matthew chapter 12 today, beginning with the passage in verse 9. It talks about the man with the withered hand. And in this passage, again, we're talking about another healing, and we're talking about the Sabbath. And Jesus heals this man on the Sabbath, and of course, they ask him if it's lawful to heal on the Sabbath, and of course, Jesus goes on ahead and he does it. And the important thing here, like I said yesterday, is that Sabbath laws are not created to prevent doing good on the Sabbath. Let me say that again. Sabbath laws are not presented to prevent doing good on the Sabbath. And Jesus demonstrates this by satisfying human need to eat, by healing a man with a withered hand. And of course, this raises all kinds of questions for those who are trying to follow the faith and who have learned it a certain way, and they can't learn anything new because they've learned it a certain way, and it's got to be that way or no way. Jesus is offering them not a strict interpretation of the law, but he's expanding it, as we've said before. He's fulfilling it, not abolishing it. He's fulfilling it. He goes on in verses 15 to 21 in a reference back to Isaiah about being God's servant. And here at this particular point in Matthew, there's a key verse in verse 21 where he says, "And his name the Gentiles will hope," which will expand the whole vision of mission and ministry and God's love and compassion that will be inclusive for all. Then comes the really challenging piece where they bring to him a demoniac who was blind and mute, so that the one who could see if this could be the one who he could cure as well. And the Pharisees then start bringing in the issue of by what authority Jesus is doing this healing. Beelzebul is the or Satan is the accusation that he is being healed by the power of Satan, and this is one of the places where you can say Jesus is so inspiring, and he is, but he's also very brilliant. He fires back at these Pharisees, and he says, "If Satan casts out Satan, he is divided against himself. How then will his kingdom stand?" In other words, why would he be casting out demons in the name of the demon leader? Makes no sense. And that's just one of the many ways that Jesus is setting people free by the authority and by the power and by the grace and by the love and by the compassion of our Creator. Jesus gets Satan's captives free. If you look at verse 28, "But if it is by the Spirit of God that I cast out demons, then the kingdom of God has come to you." That's the good news, that the kingdom of God has come to us. So, by what authority are we showing compassion today? By what authority are we expanding the love of God through Sabbath law and keeping? That's the challenge today from sunrise to sunset.